Hi everybody, it's Oksana, and today I want to show you this new product that I just got, which is the BB cream from Nvey Ecco. And I've used their foundation before, and I have a demo on their foundation as well. And their foundation is really nice. I like it a lot. I have trouble finding the right color. Everything that's yellow toned seems to be a little bit too dark for me. And then the lightest color that is not too dark for me is a little bit, I guess like peachy or maybe even a little pink. It doesn't look too bad in indoor lighting, but then I've really noticed it in outside kind of lighting in the car or just outside in the sun. My face looks, really pink. So I only had, a few samples of that foundation anyways, and I've been kind of going back and forth, what should I get for a nice kind of lightish foundation, something that feels light on the skin but provides a decent amount of coverage. Not heavy coverage, but somewhere around medium coverage is kind of what I'm looking for. And I decided to try the BB cream because the lightest yellow toned shade in the BB cream, which is called Light, seemed to be lighter than the lightest yellow toned shade in the foundation. And other than that, they actually seemed pretty similar, the BB cream and the foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little swatch for you guys. So here it is on the back of my hand. This is the light color. They have fair, and then they have, I forget what the other one is called, maybe medium. They have 3 colors, which is less colors than they have for the foundation, but this actually seems to, have the same sort of coverage and feel very similar to the foundation, so I'm not exactly positive on, what the differences are. They probably have some different kind of antioxidants or something, but this has aloe. It's an aloe-based foundation, but it is creamy and moisturizing, and I have it on right now. It's a teeny bit too dark. I don't know how well it shows on camera. I actually think that it's not so bad, especially in indoor lighting, that, I can't wear it. It's just really like outside that it's noticeable, so I'm okay with it. And also the weird thing about this, or not weird, but just kind of different from some other foundations that I've tried, is it blends out to be darker. Some other foundations I have, when I blend them out, they turn lighter to match. And this one starts out being a good color. As you saw, it doesn't look super dark in that swatch, but look, when I blend it out, this right here, it gets darker. Now you have this orange, kind of like you can see the whiteness of my hand here, and then you can see this orangeness of it here. It actually doesn't look too orange on my face, though. I feel like it just looks a little, like I have some color to my skin, like a little bit of a tan, because the undertones of this are nice and yellow, which works. So I'm just going to show you guys a quick demo of this foundation. It was $27. And I bought it at Ulta. Some Ultas, not all of them, carry it, so I had to drive to a faraway Ulta, of course. But they also don't consider this one of their prestige brands, and they let you use the coupon on this, whatever coupons they have going on. Like when I bought this, it was 20% off, or some weeks it's $3.50 off of 10, but they almost always have some kind of coupon. You can pull it up on your phone, so a good way to save a little bit, but it's pretty affordable. I mean, it ended up being just a teeny bit over 20 bucks for me, which is reasonable for a 1.7 ounce, tube, so I think it's, pretty good. So anyways, let me go ahead and show you the demo of me putting this on, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Probably just gonna take a little longer because I'm gonna do it with one hand since I have to hold my mirror with the other hand, but it starts out being almost like a good match for me, but then for some reason when the blending happens, see how it gets a little darker? Sometimes I've had foundations that get a little lighter when they're blended, but this one is like the opposite, and it gets a little darker. So sorry, I'm being kind of sloppy here, but normally I would just apply it with both of my hands, just kind of rub it in between my fingers and just put it on like the way I put on a moisturizer or something, but here I'm just trying to do it with one hand. You could probably use a brush or a sponge or something if you wanted to. So here is not half of my face, but like well, this part of my face. So you can see maybe compared to my forehead or my neck how it's a little bit dark, but it doesn't look too bad usually for me indoors. Where it starts to look bad is outdoors in the sunshine, and then it's kind of noticeable that it's not the right color for me, but because the undertones are really close, they're like neutral and yellow kind of undertones to it, it still looks decent even though it's too dark. Like some of the other foundations that I've had before that were too dark, that were also maybe like too pink or too orange, they would just look really, really off. But this one at least is kind of the right tones, so it's just like my face is a little darker, but at least it doesn't look like weird, like orange or pink or something. I'm also kind of putting a decent amount of this on, possibly too much, just to, well, accidentally first of all, but maybe it'll be a good way to show you guys kind of the maximum coverage that you can get out of this, because it can provide some decent coverage even though it is a BB cream, and BB creams tend to be sheerer than foundations. This one really isn't. I would say it is very, very similar to their foundation in coverage. So I'm just gonna kind of blend it out a little better and then do the rest of my makeup, but here's what it looks like with my poor blending job that I did with one hand here. So I guess a little zoomed out and a little more zoomed in. So it has decent coverage. It's not, you know, super heavy coverage or anything, but it's maybe like light to medium-ish. So let me go ahead and finish my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright, so here it is with the rest of my makeup done. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but my under eye area looks so light because the powder I set it with is already pretty like light and brightening, and since this foundation is a little too dark, it makes a little bit more of a contrast. So what I'm going to do is I'm using this powder. It's a color correcting powder, and it is very light. It almost looks white on my brush. And so I wanted to show you guys, you know, just the foundation first. That's why I'm doing this on camera, but I'm setting the foundation with this powder. And it's also kind of mattifying, which I'm not really doing this to mattify. I'm just doing this in hopes of lightening up the foundation a little bit so it doesn't look so off with my under eye setting powder, just to kind of like blend it in so you guys can see. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really change the color a ton, but it just kind of helps blend everything together. And in case you're wondering what this is, it's the Color Tones, or the Triage Baked Mineral Corrector from Makeup Artist Choice. So here is the finished look. I like it. I just wish it was a teeny bit lighter, but it's not too bad. It's not as dark as some of the other foundations. So I think I can make it work. I'm going to try, you know, and wear it for a while and hope that, especially now since it's summer, that it'll end up working out for me, because I do really like it. It's easy to put it on and just get just enough coverage, not too much coverage, but just enough where it looks like your natural skin, and it looks, you know, doesn't look like you're wearing makeup, which is what I want. But I can't quite use a tinted moisturizer type of product for that because it's not enough. My skin is very uneven. I have a lot of kind of discoloration and stuff, so I do need something close to, or at least like medium-ish coverage. Doesn't have to be full coverage, but like about medium, which I think that this is probably somewhere, you know, light to medium coverage. I guess you could say medium probably, because it didn't like completely cover up every single like little freckle I have, but it did cover some of them up, and it definitely evened out my skin tone and evened out some of the discoloration that I had. So I think it works, you know, nicely in terms of that, and I like that it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup. It just looks like your skin. It doesn't look cakey or doesn't cling to dry patches on me or anything like that. So it just looks very natural. And it, without the setting powder, since I just put the setting powder on, it looks a little matte, but without it, it's a nice kind of dewy, natural, healthy finish to your skin. So really nice. I like it a lot. So if you're looking for something like this, then I definitely recommend it. I have a bunch of other foundations, you know, that I enjoy. Like I really love my Jane Iredale Liquid Minerals, but that one is, because it's so pricey, it really doesn't make sense to use it on days, like say I'm just running out to the store, either the grocery store or whatever, just to pick something up, and maybe like an hour or half an hour, you know, of my time is gonna be spent out, and then I'm coming back home. So to waste such an expensive foundation on, you know, half an hour trip to the store kind of doesn't make sense to me, especially because it gets used up so quickly. But something like this, it's a lot more reasonable, it's a lot more affordable. I feel like it's not going to get used up as quickly. It's 1.7 ounces, whereas my Jane Iredale is 1 ounce. I mean, if I could afford to use that one every day, I would. It matches me better too, but I was just looking for an alternative, you know, for times when it's just like a quick thing. I'm not wearing any other makeup on my face, so I can't really do a heavy coverage foundation because then it starts to look obvious. Like I don't have eye makeup on, I don't have anything on my lips, but I have this super heavy coverage foundation all over. So it has to be light, and it has to, you know, or like light to medium, and it has to, you know, really look natural, like your natural skin. So that's kind of what I've been looking for, and I really like this for that. If the color matched me better, then it would just be absolutely perfect for that purpose. We'll see, maybe it'll still end up matching me as the summer goes on. But yes, I like it so far. I've used it a few times so far, and just wanted to show it to you guys. So if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll be happy to answer them. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.